Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. All right. I want to do just a reading on Kamala Harris and what's coming up for what she's facing currently with their campaign and what the next challenge is going to be. And let's go ahead and take a look at Donald Trump's campaign and look at the same thing. What's the current challenge that Donald Trump is facing in his bid to become the 47th president of the United States? And then we can look at, how's he going to resolve this type of thing. So what's one of the main problems or the next steps for Donald Trump with this campaign? All right, entertainment purposes only, come on down. Let's see what we got here. Foundation of the rating. Heartbreak, betrayal. Yeah, okay. I have so many cards that represent Trump, but I think it's because he has so many kind of little micro personalities. This is Donald Trump, the he who would be king, the dictator, as it were. And he feels right now he doesn't have the support. There's all this infighting, all this backstabbing. Laura Loomer's fighting with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lindsey Graham. The Cheneys are telling conservatives to vote for Kamala Harris, of all things. He's telling the House members to not pass a budget without including the SAFE Act, which is an unnecessary piece of legislation that seems to imply that our elections aren't secure. And there's just an open revolt amongst House Republicans against that. The guy can't catch a break in anything that he's doing. And it's just that thing of, he's not even focused on the campaign. It's this insufficient loyalty. But Trump is a chaos agent. He sows chaos, and chaos is now in the Republican House. Oh gosh. Oh my God. Hi Lizzie. Hi Libby. How you doing? Or cardiac event and craziness. This could be a health reading too. What's the next thing Trump has to worry about? Heart attacks and strokes and Alzheimer's. Good God. He's just first off, it's meant, I think, if he has a cardiac issue compounded by many strokes, Alzheimer's, and basically his mental health decline, it's manifesting as watching the Republican Party blow apart infighting. If you'll humor me with a visual, for those who have seen The Lord of the Rings, the movies done by Peter Jackson, this would be the Council of Elrond with the one ring in front of everybody, calling out to all of them, and they're all bickering and arguing and fighting over the one ring. Who's going to take possession of it? That's kind of this is what Trump has done. He's been like the one ring. He's the ring of power. Not because he is the ultimate in evil. Trump is just like the ring. The ring is the symbol of evil. Trump is the symbol of that. And then you watch his whole inner circle and the circle around them all fighting for that power, all fighting for the viability to wield that power, to have Trump do what they want, because he's the mouthpiece, he's the focus to get the message out, and all the corruption that's around that. That corruption is being shown on the outside, but what about the corruption and the rot on the inside? Oh gosh, pass. 8 of Swords. Trump feeling confined, tethered. He constricted, especially because of all these court cases and gag orders. He can't be Trump. I'm going to read this as a political one. Then I'm going to come back and read this as a health one, okay? Because this could also certainly relate to him being trapped in his own body type of thing. The reading is political. Insufficient loyalty, infighting, doesn't know a way out. He's trapped by gag orders. This is something new. This is beyond his comprehension because his normal techniques to get out of it aren't working, and he's constricted because he doesn't know any new techniques. Current situation, he's trying to work out a plan, trying to work out something, going back to basics, trying to cobble something together, but it requires money, and Trump is just, he's the giant black hole for money. Part of it because of his lifestyle, part of it because, a lot of it because of his lawyers, and then there's just the grifting. Everybody, skimming some off the top. What's next for the Trump campaign? They're worried about people leaving. It's fracturing. The campaign is fracturing. People are walking away. The Cheneys are telling conservatives to walk away, not only walk away for the Republicans, but for God's sake, vote for Kamala Harris. That is a devastating message. And I realize Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney are not welcome on this channel from a lot of the viewers. And before Donald Trump, I would say every person, with very few exceptions, if I put a poll up there, after Donald Trump, who was the next most evil Republican ever, Dick Cheney would probably head up that list. He'd be he was the runaway number one choice. When you have the number one runaway choice, the most evil Republicans in the world saying, yeah, no, I can't do it. Dick Cheney, here I am, the most. He's got his little trophy. Where's my trophy my son gave me here? Hang on for a second. I've got a prop. Dick Cheney, we've given you the award for most evil Republican ever. Thank you, thank you. I'm really honored to take this award. I don't think anybody could ever do a better job at this award. And Trump literally said, here, hold my beer. And Trump went ahead and decided to dethrone Cheney as the most evil Republican ever, even though Trump's not a Republican. He's just an awful person. But to the point where Dick Cheney's like, wow, I'm not the vilified one anymore compared to him. Dick Cheney telling people to vote for a Democrat. Good God. That must have hurt Cheney to actually have to say that. If you really think about it, how awful must that have been for him? How does Trump get out of the situation he's in right now? Generally speaking, people are walking away. He's trying to go back to basics. He's trying to lean on Congress. He's relying on the House and Mike Johnson to get him through this. The court systems have helped him as much as they can help him. They can't install him. He needs political victories, and Mike Johnson's the only one who can give him political victories at this point. The outcome is the Four of Cups, though, but nothing's working. Nothing is changing the situation. People are still leaving in droves. Talking and apparently telling people about the animal cannibalism that's going on in Springfield, Ohio, just isn't keeping people in the camp. Where's the outrage? How do I get these people to do this? Now, I told you I was also going to read this as a health reading. What's the biggest challenges for Trump in his campaign? Maintaining his health. Whether it's a heart attack or a stroke. And the fact that his sundowning moments are more frequent and there for everybody to see. He's coming across as crazy. In the past, you got the Eight of Swords. Even with COVID, no, it was certainly after COVID. He had COVID. It almost killed him. He's had what we can all see that he's had some type of mini strokes or something like that, because there are times where he can't drink a bottle of water without his hands shaking. He's using both hands to drink it. He's not a healthy person. He's not in great health shape. If he has a severe stroke, he's going to be trapped in his own body without ability to communicate. He's got doctors working on him, prescriptions, pills, trying to do what they can do to keep his health in order. But the thing is that Trump doesn't follow directions given by doctors because he's always walked his own path. Why should he start now? I also think that his ability to read the room, emotionally he's leaving. There's just a leaving here. He's as healthy as he's ever going to be, and his health is lousy and getting worse. The meds can stabilize it, but they'll never return it. His health is gone and is continuing to go away. The lesson to be learned is he's going to be... It's a good thing they give the presidents of the United States great health care, because he's going to need all the health care he can. But the courts are also going to be involved too, and that's going to impact his health. Basically, there's nothing they can do to really save his health. His emotional health too is declining. He's got physical health, mental health, emotional health. It's all declining, and there's no elixir to fix this. He's just getting, basically, he's getting more and more pouty as the days and weeks go on. The man is under a lot of stress, which is funny. Gary and I, on the Twin Tarot channel, will have a 3-part series coming up this week. Again, we recorded on Saturday, and I believe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is when that 3-part series starts. Let me check real quick. Yeah, that was correct. Currently slated for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, where we look at Trump's health, his physical health, his mental health, and his emotional health, and do a deeper dive into each of those components. This wasn't supposed to be a reading on Trump's health. This was just, what's the next challenge that the campaign, the Trump campaign has to face? But it's Trump's health. That's the next issue that they have to face. That's what they're dealing with right now. Good thing he was out there golfing today while there were gunshots nearby. He can't even get around to golfing without gunshots. If he just had supported gun legislation that requires background checks and, crazy people can't get a hold of guns, you probably could have completed your round of golf today. I guess, you just have to have things impact you a little bit so that you can appreciate him and do something about it. Oh, wait, he's not president anymore. He can't do anything about it. But I suppose he could bully the House members to do something about it. That ought to be interesting. All right. How do the Republicans deal with the Trump campaign and the challenges it's facing? I didn't know where to go with this at this point. I wasn't expecting a health reading there. What are the Republicans going to do next? How does the campaign move past this issue that it's got going on? Do a little four-carder. The Hanged Man. Oh, my deck's upside down. Sorry. The Hanged Man, looking at things, changing, making a change, moving away from the devil, throwing Trump under the bus. Oh God! That reminds me. Brian Tyler Cohen had a short that came up today on my feed. Basically, the Trump campaign has an email going out with a picture of J.D. Vance basically saying, this could be my last message to you. Basically give us money to help the Trump campaign. The implication is that they will, if they don't raise a bunch of money, they'll fire J.D. Vance. And J.D. Vance is like pleading with the Trumpers to donate money to save his job. Is that not the most pathetic thing you've ever seen? But come back down. Throwing somebody into the bus, changing, doing something radical in a different way of doing things involving Trump. Reaping what you sow, reevaluating your values, fighting from a position of advantage, judgment. What if it's just straight up Republicans or Trump? What does he need to do to get past this? There's just got to be an overhaul of his campaign. He has to get back on top on fighting the issues where he has the advantage on it. And stay focused on those issues and not get distracted with just general fighting. And focus his message on his base. Right now, his best chance of taking this election is making sure his base shows up. That's it. Because the general messaging going out there is that Taylor Swift is encouraging young people to get out to vote. the Cheneys are telling basically like the Nikki Haley Republicans, the ones that really don't want to vote for Trump, it's okay not to vote for Trump. In fact, it would be even better than not voting for Trump is voting for Kamala Harris. Pissing off the veterans with his little shenanigans at Arlington, pissing off the Haitian community in the community of Springfield, Ohio, saying that the residents there are eating dogs, causing bomb threats to go in for several days in a row and disrupting life in Ohio. You don't think that's going to piss people off and then doubling down on it? It's all this Ten of Swords type energy, just cut after cut after cut after cut. If each one of these gaffes costs him 0.1% of Republican voters showing up, 0.1% is not a big deal on any one thing. But when you add them all up, you're talking percentages. And a 3% drop in Republican attendance is all you pretty much need for Kamala Harris to sweep all the battleground states. 3%. 3 Republicans out of 10 saying, I'm not voting. I'm not voting for him. I'm not voting for anybody. And, if it's only like 1.5% that say, or 1% of them say, not only am I not voting for Trump, but I'm going to vote for Harris, that's 2 percentage points there. And then 1 more percent says, I'm not coming out. I'd rather stay home and not vote. No, traffic will be lighter. I'm going to go grab myself some dinner and watch some TV that night. That's it. He's done. So he's got to do whatever he can to get his voters out there in voting. It's his only chance. It really is his only chance at this point. And he has to do something really different. He can't keep doing the same old thing. People are bored with it. What's new? What's different? What do you have to offer? He can fall back to his normal fighting points, but people are bored with it. And if you can't get them activated, you can't get them out there and voting, that's it. He's done. Gary and I we've talked about this weekend. It is just, the corporate media will tell you it's a close race. And, you could just be cynical and say, well, of course they're going to say that because there's money involved and they sell you it's a close race. It's advertising things and then they make a bunch of money. Sadly, it would also be true. So how do you differentiate it? Well, that's where the polls come in. But the polls just don't feel right. And I'm not saying that because Kamala is not like crushing him in the polls, but I just can't picture a scenario where this vote should be anywhere close. Not with the way he's pissed off women and taking their rights away. He's not. He won't comment on a national abortion ban or not, because if he says he'll support it, then that's going to drive more Republicans away. And if he says he's not going to support a national ban, he'll drive the evangelical anti-abortion people away. It's just, he's just, losing that support. He can't hold on to it. All right. I've rambled on long enough. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only. The purpose of it is to ask the question, try and understand the situation, and provide some insight of what's going on behind the scenes. If it resonates with you, great. It will help you see what's going on, and then you can react accordingly, hopefully in a calm, wonderful manner. Anyways, thank you again for supporting this channel. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.